Striker Scorpion 82 is now sponsored by Warhammer Combat Cards, a card battle game featuring your favourite Citadel miniatures from the 40k universe. Build your army decks, dominate opponents in player versus player action, collect and upgrade cards to fit your strategy, improve their power and unlock unique traits. Choose from all 40k factions, take part in campaigns based on iconic 40k battles, rise to the top of the leaderboard and win glory. Free to download and play. Link is in the video description below or on the channel homepage, and by using the unique link it helps support the channel. Thanks and enjoy the game. Right, welcome to this review for the channel. It's for the brand new Orks Codex here. So Games Workshop very kindly have sent me a copy along through the post. I do realise that the Codex has been out for a while through the box set that came out for the Orks, featuring some of the new models. But I haven't managed to get a copy of that. But finally, the regular Codex, which most people get, is now available for the Orks. So this will be a comprehensive review. We'll flick through all the pages and then go through most of the rules, especially the new stuff, and talking tactics and unit choices and options to go for. Obviously I run Orks on the channel, Gut Rippers lads, so we'll find this review particularly interesting as we see what best combinations units to take for the Orks. So it's one of the bigger codexes. There's loads of units available for the Orks now, a huge range available for them. Different cultures being represented as well, so plenty of options, plenty of variety with the Orks, plus the ability that a lot of Ork players do, and that's to customise them, sort of build your own units and vehicles and so on. So variety for sure with the Orks, plus a whole lot of new models and new rules as well, which we'll cover in this video. So plenty of resources here on the channel for the Orks. If you like the look of the Ork army, there's an expanded number of tutorials now. So there's a regular Ork painting tutorial that's been on the channel for a few years. That shows you how to paint one of the Ork boys, but it's that colour scheme that I use for all of my models. And then just recently I've put out over from the Plus channel 2 in-depth painting tutorials for the Orks. So there is how to paint an Ork truck, so one of the larger projects, show you how to do the weathering, the chipping effect on the vehicle. And then a huge project, probably the biggest, that's an Ork Stomper, a full tutorial on how to paint one of those as well, and that's available in the painting tutorial section on the channel. So Orks then, very unique faction, full of colour and life with the sculpts and with the colour schemes that you can go for. The colour scheme I went for was as quite sort of a quicker way to paint them to a degree. Just there's some ways around that you can save on time, which to show you the different undercoats that I use, and then the painting process and so on, that can speed things up. You can get that nice sort of weathered and battle worn, chipped kind of effect with the Orks. So the old ways, they're introducing these new concept Orks here. Orky know-whats, it's more the mechanised types of Orks, and tribes, clans and warbands. There's all your background fluff and information here. I run Goths here at the moment. This is Orks smashing into Blood Angels here, just getting stuck in to the fight. That's the way the Orks like to operate. Gus Calfracka here, obviously a major resculpt from Games Workshop with him. More information there, he is fighting away against the Space Wolves. The Goths, it's information on each of the clans. You've got Goths, Boss Zagstruck, Evil Sun's clan, Bad Moon's clan. I'm a big fan of that colour scheme, love the yellow, it's very striking. Blood Axe clan, Boss Snickrot, Death Skulls, Mad Doc Grotznik, Snakebite clan, more primitive sort of style, Mozrog, Scragbad. Now that's the new Ork there on the head of a great white shark type thing. And then Zogrod Wartsnegger, excellent name. That crazy Psyker, I believe, and then Freebooters, Captain Badruck, brilliant sculpts as well, with the Oh, the heavy weapons, flash kits are still on resculpt from Games Workshop. They're beautiful, beautiful models. So, major fan of the Orks. Very, very much enjoyed painting and collecting them, and still plan to expand on the collection as well. Got some ideas lined up, some new units on the way for them, and perhaps to bring back some units that haven't featured as much as well, because the collection is quite large. Here they are fighting against a classic foe here, Astrum and Tarim. Yeah, crazy stuff available. The Pain Boss, beautiful model. And the Grot Orderly for him as well. Excellent. Oh, there's Blood Angels surrounded by Orks. Killer Cans, haven't used them for ages. We'll see if they're viable. Got a Gorkonaut as well, see if that's worth taking. Also, there's a lot of interest here, not just in the new units, but resurrecting some of the units that have fallen out of favour. Fresh chance, that's the great thing. When Codex comes out, a new Codex, it's a chance to take a fresh look at your entire collection and then bring in units that you haven't used as much. It's worth looking after your models, storing them away, keeping the dust off of them, because you never know when you want to bring them to the forefront of a new list when a new Codex comes along, or if the change of an edition of 40k as well can make a big impact on unit choices as well. Storm Boys I've got, I wonder if I can use them, maybe handy for 9th edition. So onto the rules then. Detachment abilities. Just here, just talking about clans, keeping all the keywords the same as per usual. Troops units get objectives secured as per usual. Specialist lads here, so certain characters are fixed for clans, and then certain characters are fixed for warlord traits they can take as well. And then underboss, you can only have one war boss or Death Killer War Trike model in each detachment in your army, so that's the restriction, which makes perfect sense to do that. So you're straight into Ork clans here. So like Space Marine chapters, I guess, with each one you get a trait, stratagem and relic. Yes, and the culture, a built-in culture ability as well. So you've got an ability for the actual clan, a warlord trait, a relic, and then unique stratagem as well. So I run mine as Goths. This is the first one. My paint scheme would match up with them, but I'm open to switching things around. So we'll see what comes up here. But we'll run through these, each of these Ork clans here. So Orks and culture, no mucking about. Each time model with this culture makes a melee attack, a modified hit roll of 6 scores an additional hit. I really do like that ability. They've kept it from the previous codex. So off to a good start here. Then each time model with this culture makes a melee attack, if that model's unit made a charge move or performed a heroic intervention, add 1 to the strength characteristic of that attack. Now, it's got even better than it was before. +1 strength on the charge. Brilliant, brilliant news. So, looking good here for Goths. Warlord trait then, proper killy. Add 1 to the Warlord's attacks characteristic. And each time this Warlord makes a melee attack, improve the AP by 1, so not bad. And then the stratagem, Unbridled Carnage. Uses stratagem at the start of the fight phase. Select on Goth core or character unit from your army that has the no mucking about clan culture. Until the end of the phase, each time model that unit makes an attack, it scores an additional hit on unmodified roll of 5+ instead of 6. So doubling the effectiveness of that, which could prove useful. Goth core or character. Yeah, pop in extra hits. Okay. Then Relic to Iron Gob. Goth model only. After making close combat attacks with the bearer before they consolidate, they can select one enemy unit within an inch of the bearer and roll 1d6. On 2+, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. Some extra damage coming through. So maybe helpful enough. So yeah, not too bad. The main strength there with Goths is the built-in culture. Love that. +1 strength for the charge. And 6 pop extra hits. Fantastic. So it helps out things like Ork Boys. For sure. Then Bad Moons next. So more renowned for their shooting, I believe. So add 6 inches to the range characteristic of Daka and heavy weapons, just for models in the culture. Each time model that culture makes a ranged attack, unmodified hit roll of unmodified wound roll of 6, improve the AP by 1. So not bad. And then Warlord trait, the best armor teeth can buy. 4+ +1 save for the Warlord, in addition +1 to armor saving throws taken for the Warlord as well. Nice. Yeah, not bad at all. Pretty good. And then showing off. Use a stratagem when a Bad Moon's core is 1 CP or Bad Moon's character unit from your army selected to shoot. To the end of that phase, each time one of that unit makes an attack with a Daka weapon, unmodified hit roll of 6 scores an additional hit. So that's the Daka roll. Perhaps it's been incorporated now into the Bad Moons here in the form of a stratagem. Oh. And then Relic, the Gobshot Thunderbus. Bad Moon's equipped with a custom shooter only. It replaces that. It's 12-inch range, heavy 2d6, strength 5, -1 damage. And then it's auto hits on the target as well. Not too bad, pretty good weapon. On to Evil Sons. Culture is red ones go faster, obviously. Add an inch to movement characteristic in models with this culture. If that model is a Speed Freaks model, add 2 instead. And then add 1 to advanced rolls made for the units in this culture. Nice. And the models of this culture do not suffer the penalty incurred for firing assault weapons in the same turn in which they advance. So it's rewards there for picking a more of a mobile army. You can go a bit quicker and no penalty in assault weapons. So pretty good if that's the theme you're going to go for. Warlord trait is faster than use. In the command phase, select on friendly evils. Your command phase, select on friendly Evil Sun's core unit within 6 inches of this model. Unit is eligible to declare a charge, even if they advanced or fell back. Okay, so to check the war boss later to see if he has the advance and charge bubble, wherever that's been incorporated into here. We'll find out. And then drive by Daka, 1 CP. Use a stratagem at the end of the shooting phase. Select an Evil Sun Speed Freaks unit from your army. The unit can immediately make a normal move as if it were a movement phase. The unit is not eligible to charge this turn. And then it's going to do like a hit and run type attack with that. Pretty cool. It's only 1 CP as well. Relic, Res Mecha's Redder Paint. It's Evil Sun's model, and it can be taken by a vehicle. So you get an extra 2 inches to the bearer's move. At the start of the fight phase, if this warlord is within engagement range of any enemy units, those units cannot be selected till all other eligible units from your army have done so. So stop a unit from fighting first or making them fight last. On to snake bites here with the which you can use the new model range for, which they've done a good job here, better job. So culture to old ways. Each time an attack is made against a unit of this culture, unless that attack has a strength characteristic of 8 or more, an unmodified wound roll of 1 to 3 if that attack fails, irrespective of any abilities the weapon or the model making the attack may have. It's pretty powerful, that one. God, pretty good. And each time a squig model of this culture makes a melee attack, if that model's unit made a charge move or performed an heroic intervention this turn, add 1 to the attack's wound roll. Yeah. Warlord trait is surely has a squig off. First time this Warlord is destroyed, you can choose to roll 1d6 at the end of the phase instead of using any rolls that are triggered when a model is destroyed. For example, the Orks is never beaten stratagem. If you do so on a 4+, set the Warlord back up on the battlefield as close as possible to where they were destroyed and not within engagement range of enemy models, with D3 wounds remaining. Chance to resurrect a model, nice. Yeah, this is Snakebite's looking pretty good here. Mystic Chanting, 1 CP. Use a stratagem during your opponent's psychic phase. Select one Snakebite's unit from your army. To the end of that phase, that unit can attempt to deny psychic power as if it were a psycho. Handy enough. And then Relic, Brog's Buzz Bomb. It's a Snakebite model only. It's a grenade. Range 6, heavy 3d6. Strength 5 -1 damage. The weapon can target units that are not visible to the bearer. The bearer can only shoot with this weapon once per battle. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, that attack scores a hit on a 2+, irrespective of any modifiers. After shooting with this weapon, each unit within 6 inches of the target suffers a mortal wound on top of that as well. So proper little bomb that you can use. Next is Death Skulls, sporting the beautiful sculpted vehicles that are available now for the Orks. Really good sculpts. This is Snazwagon, big favourite of that one. Lovely model. Really, really nice. And well suited to 9th edition with the ability or the need to get out there and grab objectives and so on. So Lucky Blue Gits is the culture. Each time a unit of this culture is selected to shoot or fight, you can reroll one hit roll or wound roll when resolving that unit's attacks. It's fine, particularly useful for characters, that one, with a low number of perhaps high hitting attacks. Each time model this culture would lose wound as a result of a mortal wound. It's 5+ feel no pain. Okay, interesting. And then infantry units of this culture gain objective secured ability. All the infantry get it. So it's really good for the death scales as well. Some of the codex reviews, or some of the factions that have done so far with the new codexes for 9th, their built-in ability sometimes has been very, very poor. But here for the Orks, it's looking really good. So this is encouraging stuff here. And the Warlord trait is Opportunist. Each time you select a target for this Warlord, if you select a character unit within 12, you can ignore Lookout Sir rule. Really good. So you've got to be equipped with some decent kind of shooting, and you've got to get within range of doing it as well. Yeah, a bit of a funny one, that one. Each time an enemy vehicle unit is destroyed within 6 inches of the Warlord, you gain a command point. Wreckers, 2 CP. Use the stratagem to start the shooting or fight phase. Select on Death Skull's core or character unit from your army. At the end of the phase, each time model that unit makes an attack that targets a vehicle, it's +1 to the attack's wound roll. So yeah, so that would prove useful enough. +1 to the wound roll. Yeah, would be very helpful, I think. And then Relic to fixer uppers. Death Skull's mech or big mech model only. Each time the bearer uses their mechanic or big mechanic ability, roll 1d6 on 2+. The selected vehicle unit regains 1 additional wound, and you can select one enemy vehicle unit within 12 inches of the bearer. That enemy vehicle suffers d3 mortal wounds. So I'm hoping you can just fulfill half. You don't have to have an enemy vehicle within 12. Yeah, I don't know, because it's kind of saying that you're taking the gubbins from a nearby vehicle and then putting it onto your own. So you might need both aspects of that in order to gain the wound. You've got to get that enemy unit within 12 inches and put d3 mortal wounds onto that vehicle first before you then get the wound restored. You may need both parts of that for it to work. So Blood Axe is next. There's the flash kits. They're a real showcase of a unit. They're beautiful models. Oh. Okay. Blood Axes, they just look great on the gaming table. Culture Tactics. Each time a ranged attack is made against a unit of this culture, if the attacker is more than 18 inches away, the unit of this culture is treated as having the benefits of light cover against that attack. Nice. And then units of this culture are eligible to shoot or declare a charge, but not both, in a turn in which they fell back. And then Warlord trait, I've got a plan, lads. At the end of the deployment forces step, select up to 3 Blood Axe units from the army and redeploy them. If the mission uses strategic reserves, any of those units can be placed into strategic reserve without having spent any additional CPs, regardless of how many units are already in strategic reserves. If both players have abilities that redeploy units, roll off, and the winner chooses to go first. Right. The winner chooses who deploys first. So it's a bit of like a tactical, more of a tactics type option here. The Blood Axes. Dead Sneaky, 1 CP. Use a stratagem at the end of the movement phase. And if the mission you're playing is using the strategic reserves rule, select on Blood Axe infantry unit from your army, excluding mega army units that is within 3 inches of any battlefield edge. You can just take that unit off, remove it from play and put it into strategic reserve. And then Relic, Morgog's Thinking Cap. Blood Axe model only. The Relic may be taken by vehicle model at the start of the command phase. If the bearer is on the battlefield, you can roll 1d6 and a 4+, you gain a command point. Okay. Next is the freebooters here. So each time a freebooters unit from your army destroys an enemy unit, after the unit's attacks have been resolved until the end of the phase, each time an attack is made by another freebooters unit in this culture from your army, add 1 to the attack's hit roll. Okay, and the Warlord trait is Killer, Reputation, Aura. While an enemy unit is within 3 inches of this model, subtract 1 from the leadership characteristic of models in that unit. Each time a combat attrition is taken for that unit, subtract 1 from the test. While a friendly freebooters unit is within 6 inches of this model, Add 1 to the leadership characteristic of models in that unit. So that's okay, but morale's quite rare. So not as helpful. Not really. It's quite hard and difficult to set up a situation in a game where you're going to make your opponent take a morale test with loads of adds modifiers lined up to try and make them fail, and your opponent can just make them auto pass, that kind of thing, so it's tricky to get that right. Get dilute 1 CP. Use this stratagem at the start of the command phase. Select freebooter's infantry unit from your army that's on the battlefield. To the start of the next command phase, the unit gains the objective secured ability. Right, just for 1 turn. Costs you a CP. And then the relic, the Bad Skull Banner. The Bad Skull Banner. Freebooters model only. This relic may be taken by a vehicle model. While an enemy unit is within 6 inches of the bearer, it loses objective secure. How weird is that? Okay. So interesting on the freebooters. I like Goths, they're pretty good. Nice and straightforward. Yeah, liking the Goths. And these two here, Snakebites and Death Skulls, looking pretty strong as well. Okay, so we covered the cultures. So we're now on to specialist mobs. So the way this works, I think it's changed. If your army's battle forged and includes any Orks detachments, excluding super heavy auxiliary, fortifications, and excluding auxiliary support, then when you muster your army, you can upgrade 1 Orks unit from each detachment in your army to be a specialist mob. Each type of specialism below will list the units that will be selected to be upgraded for that specialism. Each time you upgrade one of these units, the unit gains the specialist mob keyword, and you must replace that unit's clan keyword with the appropriate keyword as described under the specialism. Now what we've got going on here then, say for example I've got a unit of tank busters. I take a particular, make them a specialist unit, I replace the keyword that was their clan with the appropriate specialist mob keyword. Yeah. So then I would lose all my Goths bonuses. So pop in 6s in close combat, +1 strength from the charge, I lose all of that in order to gain from here. So you gain and then you lose out, just got to watch out for that one. The unit then gains abilities listed under that specialism. Make a note in your army roster. So our options then. So I was taking the way it worked previously with the Codex, the 8th edition Codex, was to run. I'd run a separate detachment with a specialist trait for the whole detachment, but now I've got to select certain units. So I've got 2 units of tank busters, and they're in the same detachment, just 1 detachment. I've got to choose which one of them is going to take a benefit here. Yeah. Okay, so Pyromaniacs then. So Burner Boys, Burner Bomber, Doom Dacker, Snaz, Wagon, Death Killer, Wartrike, Knob, War Boss units only. So you get the Pyromaniacs keyword. Each time Pyromaniacs model shoots with a Burner Scorcher, Burner Bottles, Burner Exhaust, Killer Jet, Scorcher Missile Racks, or Scorcher Profile of a Combi Scorcher. If when determined number of attacks with that weapon, if the dice roll is less than 3, then it makes 3 attacks instead. So yeah, just helping out those kind of weapons. And then Boom Boys, which are taken before. Each time you shoot with a weapon with a blast ability, so that could be perhaps a wider variety of weapons, you improve the AP by 1, which can help. I mean, rockets were like AP-2, AP-3 is that much better, especially against heavy armoured targets like Space Marines. Then you got Flyboys, Blitzer Bomber, Burner Bomber, Dacker Jet, Deathcopters, or Waz Bomb Blast Jet units only. So you get Flyboys. Each time range attack targets a Flyboys unit. If the attacker is more than 6 inches away, then the unit in this ability is treated as having the benefits of light cover. So that's what you get. Okay, and then Big Crumpers, Death Dread, Scorkonaut, Mega Armor Knobs, Mega Armor Character, or Morkonaut model only. So you get Crumping time. Each time a Big Crumpers model makes a melee attack, add 1 to the attack's hit roll. Okay. Then you lose your Goth's ability, for example. Yeah, so you've got to weigh up here what your best options are with these. And then Mad Boys. Biker cavalry character or mob units only. Selected unit gains the Mad Boys keyword. At the start of each battle round, roll 1d3 and consult the table below to determine which ability the Mad Boys unit has until the end of this battle round. So you get number 1, each time Mad Boys unit makes a piling move, it can move up to 6 inches instead of 3. Or inspired, each time Mad Boys unit is selected to shoot or fight, you can reroll 1 hit roll, 1 wound roll. And then frenzied, each time Mad Boys model makes a melee attack, add 1 to the strength characteristic of that attack. Okay, and then Sneaky Gets next. So Sneaky Gets Boys, Commandos, Nob, War Boss units only. The selected unit gains a Sneaky Gets keyword. So each time a Sneaky Gets model makes a melee attack, if the target is receiving the benefits of cover, improve the AP characteristic by 1. So, but then I think I lose my clan ability. I must replace that clan keyword. So you no longer count as that clan, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Sneaky Gets then, for example, I lose all my Goth bonuses, the -1 strength or +1 strength, popping extra hits, replacing it for another melee ability. So annoying, I think. Truck Boys. Boys, Nob or War Boss units only. Truck Boys. The Truck Boys unit can disembark from a truck even if that truck has made a normal move this turn, while any Truck Boys that are embarked upon a truck each time the truck model makes a ranged attack have 1 to attack's hit roll. Well, Truck Boys, pretty good. Yeah, really, really good. Make an all move and disembark, that's crazy. Very good. And then Horrible Gits. Gretchen core units only. Gain the Horrible Gits keyword. An Horrible Git unit contains the objective secured ability, while any other unit excluding Runtford units is within 3 inches of Horrible Gits. Each time model in that unit makes a ranged attack at -1 from that attack's hit roll. Okay, so now what we've got is custom jobs. So there's loads here, and it's giving you power level cost and points level cost. Sort of around the 15-20 points, most of these here. So if your army's battle forged includes any Orks detachments, then when you muster your army you can upgrade any Ork model, add in your army with 1 custom job. Each custom job below will list the units that can be applied to and its effect. Each time you give a unit a custom job, its power rating is increased as shown in the table at the start of this section. Vehicle custom jobs can only be given to units that contain 1 model. If you're playing a match play game or a game that uses a points limit, then the points value of that model is also increased by the amount shown on the table below. Yeah, if a custom job shows more than 1 value, the second value is used for that unit being given the custom job as a power rating of 10 or more. Okay, so yeah, specialist mob cannot be selected to have any custom jobs, so you can't combo the two, so that rules that out. Fair enough. And can only be selected once. Add in your army. Each model can have only 1 custom job. Named characters never have custom jobs. So maybe we'll go through these and call the values out here as we go along. So the first one was called Daboom, or Daboomer. Wagon model equipped with a kill cannon only. This custom job replaces a kill cannon, has the following profile. So range 36, heavy 2d6, strength 8, -2 and 2 damage. And its blast ability on that. That'll cost you a power level and 15 points if you decide to go for that option. Fortress on wheels. It's a truck or wagon, so 5+ info save. That's 20 points for that. And at power level 1. Yeah, well maybe. Then gyroscopic whirligig. Shock jump dragster model only. Any mortal wounds suffered by this model as a result of its shock tunnel ability are ignored. Okay. And it's gyroscopic whirligig. +1 power level and 10 points. One of the cheaper ones. Mordaka. Mordaka will cost you either 1 or 2 points, or 15 or 30 points. So it's a vehicle model only. Each time this model shoots, roll 1d6. On a 4+, make an additional attack with each Dakka weapon this model is equipped with. On a 6, make 2 additional attacks with each Dakka model or Dakka weapon this model is equipped with instead. Nitro Squigs, so Rocket Truck Squig Buggies, model only. Each time an attack is made with this model's heavy Squig Launcher or Squig Launcher. Yeah, regular Squig Launcher or heavy Squig Launcher, add 1 to attacks. Wound roll, nice. And then Red Roller, Bone Breaker model only. Replace the model's Bone Breaker round ability with the following. Red Roller. Each time this unit fights, if it made a charge move this turn, then until the fight is resolved, add D3+3 to the attacks characteristic of this model. So, yeah, I have to weigh up what to do with these. Shocker Hull. Vehicle model only. Each time an enemy unit selects this model as the target of any attack in the fight phase after these attacks have been resolved, roll 1d6. On a 4+ unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. There is, I guess, been listening to what people have been saying, there is a lot to take in. It's quite complicated now for 9th edition because you've got, it's not just like Warlord traits and relics, but you've got extra stuff, and a lot of the factions are having these extra rules being added in with tons of options. So it's great to have so many custom jobs available, specialist mobs available as well, clan rules as well. So it starts to stack up the complexity of the game. I've noticed that a fair bit, and it's quite difficult. You're trying to learn a new codex, and it's tough going. There's a lot of rules to try and remember, and a big shake-ups taking place. Things that you presumed are just carried on as normal have been changed, and so it does take a fair bit of time to get used to. So we'll go for souped up special. Boom Dakka Snazbacker model only. Change the type of this model's special to Dakka 16/12. Then Squig Hide Tires, including walkers and aircraft. It's a vehicle model only. Add 1 to the wounds. Add 1 to this unit's move characteristic. Each time the model advances, add an additional 2 to the move characteristic. Nice. And then Symptomatic Pistons. Death, Dread, Gorkanaut or Morkanaut model. Add 3 inches to the model's move. That's very helpful. And then add 1 to the advanced rolls made for this model. Quick enough. And that is going to cost you +1 or +2 power level. And it's either going to cost 15 or 30 points. Okay. And then that's really that Stompmatic Pistons for Death Dreads is so helpful. +3-inch move and +1 advance rolls as well. Really good, that one. So on to mech custom jobs next. Bionic Oiler, model equipped with a Grot Oiler only. This model's Grot Oiler can be used twice per battle instead of once. And that will cost you, to do that, it'll cost you 10 points and 1 power level. Enhanced Runt Sucker, big mech model with a shock attack gun only. The type of this model's shock attack gun is changed to heavy D3. Extra custom weapon, model equipped with a custom Mega Slugger or custom Mega Blaster only. Each time this model shoots with a custom Slugger or Blaster, make an additional attack with that weapon. Just an extra shot. 10 points it costs you to do that. The Runt Sucker's 15 points. Then Smoky Gubbins, unit that contains a spanner model only. If this unit remains stationary, it's treated as having the benefits of light cover in next movement phase. That'll cost you 1 point per 5 models, or that'll cost you 1 power level for 5 models, or 1 point per model. And then Zapper Crumpers. Unit contains a spanner model only. Each time melee attack is made by a model in this unit, an unmodified wound roll of 6 inflicts a mortal wound on the target in addition to any normal damage. Oh, that's fantastic. Costs you 2 points a model, but 6 is popping auto or unmodified, or 6 is popping mortal wounds. in addition. Nice. It costs you, it's 1 CP per 5 models, or 1 power level per 5 models, or 2 points per model. I think that would be worth it. Zap Crumpers looks excellent. Really scary. 6s, you get tons and tons of attacks, popping mortal wounds in addition. Scary stuff going on. On to Stratagems next. Now, a little bit less than some of the other factions. There's 3 pages of Stratagems available here for the Orks. But remember, I guess there's ones through the cultures that we've seen already. Okay, so Kareen, 1 or 2 CP. Use the stratagem in any phase when an Orcs vehicle model in your army that is not within engagement range of any enemy unit models is destroyed and explodes. That model can make a normal move up to 6 inches before resolving the explosion. If that vehicle or a wagon or Titanic model, it costs 2 CP instead of 1. Brilliant, brilliant concept. Just the fun of it. You explode and you can drive off, obviously, into nearby enemy units and catch them in the explosion. Yeah, if you can remember that and use it at just the right point in the game, it's very handy, that one. In any phase as well, so fantastic. Yep. Get stuck in, lads. I think this yeah, so it could be worth. It's not, because it's not just a case of causing D3 mortal wounds. It's about you take your explodes results. So say it's D3 mortal wounds within 6 inches, and you manoeuvre and get yourself in range of multiple enemy units. So you could chuck out a load of mortal wounds, or yeah, or the opponents chuck a load of units into close combat. You detonate, and then they activate this here, popping mortal wounds onto people. So that Kareem one's a great start. And good fun, good concept on that one. Get stuck in, lads. It costs you 1 or 2 CP. Use your stratagem in the fight phase when a boys or beasts snag a boys unit from your army selected to fight. At the end of that phase, each time model that unit makes a piling or consolidation move, it can move up to 3 inches. This is not cumulative of any other rule that increases the distance models can pile in. If the unit contains 10 or fewer models, it costs you 2 CP. Sorry, if it contains 10 or less models, it's 1 CP, otherwise it's 2. Okay, so next one, ramming speed. Here, let's put this on my battle wagon. Maybe. Use your stratagem in your charge phase. Costs you 2 CP for this one when Orcs vehicle unit from your army is declared to charge or selected to charge. At the end of that phase, we're making a charge roll for that unit. Roll 3d6 instead. Take it, you're totaling it together, so that's really good on ramming speed. And at the end of the phase, when a unit finishes a charge move, select one enemy unit that's within engagement range of it and roll 1d6. On a 2+, it suffers d3 mortal wounds. Right, okay, so that's that one, not bad. And then gun crazy show-offs. 2 CP. Use your stratagem at the end of the shooting phase, select on flash skits unit from your army. The unit can shoot again, but must target the closest eligible enemy unit, which may not be a problem. But again, shoot twice. Excellent. Hit them harder. 2 CP. Use your stratagem in the fight phase when a Meganob's unit from your army is selected to fight. Until the end of the phase, each time model that unit makes an attack with a power, claw, or kill saw, it's +1 damage, which is great. +1 damage is fantastic. Costs you 2 CP though, so have to weigh up whether it's worth it. But I can imagine that'd be helpful enough. Tough as a squig hide, 2 CP. Use the stratagem in any phase when a beast, snagger, infantry, snagger cavalry, snagger monster unit from your army is selected as the target of an attack. Until the end of the phase, each time an attack is made against that unit, an unmodified wound roll of a 1 to 3 if that attack fails, irrespective of any abilities that the weapon or the dead model making the attack may have. Yeah. Yeah, great. Okay, so shutting down the wound rolls of that enemy target with that one. Keep you alive, keep you in the fight. You got breaking heads here, 2 CP. So it's when a morale test is failed for a clan unit, excluding Gretchen from your army, which is within 3 inches of any friendly clan war boss or clan nobs units. That clan unit suffers a D3 mortal wounds, and the morale test is treated as having been passed, so the usual there for that hasn't really changed. Just giving you a chance to auto pass them out. Yeah, now there is a core stratagem that gives you that, but it's nice to have a second stratagem just in case you need it for that one. So Orks is never beaten, expecting this to be good. Use your stratagem in the fight phase. An Orks character model from your army that has not already been selected to fight this phase is destroyed. It's similar to last time. When you die, you get to fight if you haven't done so already. Do not remove the model from play. It can fight after the attacking model's units finish making attacks. If the selected model's characteristics change and it takes damage, use the bottom row of the model's profile when resolving those attacks. After resolving the model's destroyed attacks, or the destroyed model's attacks, it's then removed. Okay, so yeah, it's not bad at all. And it's similar to the Space Marine one, I think, only in Death's Duty End. Okay, so the bigger day is. This is 2 CP, use a stratagem in the fight phase when a beast snag a war boss unit from your army selected to fight. At the end of that phase, each time model that unit makes an attack targets a Titanic unit, it's add 2 to the damage characteristic of that attack. +2 damage, nice. Yeah, not too bad at all. Quite rare that you're coming up against Titanic stuff, but it's there if you need it. Extra Gubbins, which is more Relics. The big boss, which is more Warlord traits. So it's the usual, paying the CPs for that. Tide of Muscle, 1 CP. Use your stratagem in your command phase when you select an Orks core unit, excluding Gretchen units from your army to charge. That unit can ignore any or all modifiers to the charge roll. So, yeah, well, okay, that's helpful, isn't it? If you need it. Unstoppable Momentum, 1 CP. Use your stratagem in your charge phase when a knob on Smasher Squig unit from your army finishes a charge move. If there are no enemy models within engagement range of that model, it can immediately be selected to declare a charge again. How? I'm trying to get my head around this one. Use your stratagem in your charge phase. After a knob on Squig, knob on Smasher Squig unit from your army finishes a charge move, right? I think you're only allowed to make the charge move unless you get within engagement range, could be wrong. If there are no any models within engagement range of that model, it can immediately be selected to declare a charge again. So I'm not so sure on that one, but it sounds great if you're able to do it. Yep. Grot Shields, 2 CP for this one. Use this stratagem at the start of your opponent's shooting phase. Select one Orks infantry unit from your army, then select one Gretchen infantry unit from your army that's within 6 inches of that unit. At the end of that phase, enemy models cannot select the selected Ork infantry unit as a result, if the selected Gretchen infantry unit is a closer visible target. So, at their screening ability here with the Grot Shields, useful enough. Very few. I mean, if you've got a really expensive unit, then your little Grot Shield could really save the day there. So, as insignificant as they can be, their screen could really protect. Units like flash kits. I guess you could do that. It's an Ork infantry unit. Put a screen of Gretchen in front of them. They can take the damage. Yeah, I'd say so. Well worth it. And then teleporter next, 2 CP. Use your stratagem during deployment. Select one non-monstered Orks unit from your army that has a power rating of 20 or less. You can set up this unit in teleporter pad instead of setting it up on the battlefield. This is 2 CP for this one. If you do so, then the reinforcement stage to say deep strike in. Yeah, because it's a teleporter. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Lumbering Strides, 1 CP. Use your stratagem in your charge phase and you see the Here We Go ability to reroll charge roll from Orkanaut Stomper unit from your army. You can reroll one additional, or you can reroll one of the dice for that charge instead of both. Okay, 1 CP for that. It's cheap enough, but a chance to help with charges, which is always welcome for Orks. Yeah, so other factions have seen a 4th page, but it's just 3. Here, Burn Them All is the next one, 1 CP. Use a stratagem in the shooting phase and a burner Burner bomber unit from your army makes an attack with a Scorcher missile. After resolving these attacks, each other unit within 3 inches suffers a mortal wound. Monster hunters. Use a stratagem at the start of any phase. Select one enemy monster or vehicle unit within vehicle unit up to 3 beast snagger units from your army. Each time an attack is made by a model in one of the selected beast snagger units that targets the selected monster or vehicle unit, add 1 to attack's wound roll. Okay, +1 to wound roll, very helpful. Costs you 2 CP though. Cutting Flames, 1 CP. Use the stratagem in the fight phase. Select one Burner Boys unit from your army. At the end of the phase, each time a Burner Boy model in that unit makes a melee attack, that attack has an armor penetration characteristic of -2. This cannot be improved by any abilities or rules that improve armor penetration characteristics. Mordaka, this will cost you 2 CP again. Use the stratagem in the shooting phase when an Orks unit from your army is selected to shoot. At the end of that phase, DAC weapons that unit is equipped with are considered to be within half range when determining how many attacks are made with that weapon. And then Cloud of Smoke, so it's do that in the opponent's shooting phase. Select one Speed Freaks vehicle unit from your army. At the end of that phase, while a friendly Speed Freaks vehicle unit is within 6 inches of the selected unit, each time a ranged attack is made targets that unit, it's subtract 1 from the attack's hit roll. Next is Tank Buster Bomb here, which I think they've removed from the regular infantry, so you've got to use it as a stratagem now, which is fair enough. Space Marines have it, melter bombs, a stratagem now, so they're doing the same thing here for the Orks. So use the stratagem in the fight phase when an Orks Tank Buster Bomb unit from your army is selected to fight. Select one model in that unit. That model can make 1 attack this phase and must target an enemy vehicle. If a hit is scored, it's 2d3 mortal wounds. I'm glad it's 2d3, not 1d3. The attack sequence ends. So between 2 and 6 wounds will come through that with the old Tank Buster Bomb. Snagger Grapple, 2 CP. Use a stratagem at the start of the opponent's movement phase. Select on Beast Snagger Boys unit from your army. Each time an enemy unit, excluding Titanic units, is within engagement range of that unit selected to move, roll 1d6 on a 4+ enemy unit, cannot fall back. So pinning them down with the Snagger Grapple. And then Ground Shaker Shells, 1 CP. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase when selecting a target for an heavy lobber. At the end of that phase, each time that model makes a ranged attack, if a hit is scored against a target that is not Titanic and cannot fly, then until the start of the next movement phase, half the move characteristic models in the target unit, and subtract 2 from advance and charge rolls as well. Okay, quite restricted as to what can use it, but it's quite good, that one. Force Field Booster, 2 CP. Use the stratagem at the start of your opponent's shooting phase. Select one model in your army that it is equipped with, that is equipped with a custom force field. At the end of the turn, replace that custom force field with the following ability. So it's friendly Ork units within 9 inches. So 5+7 saves. And then at the end of this turn, the custom force field overloads and cannot be used for the rest of the battle. You're going to use this stratagem once per game. Oh, so we ended that one. So on to Warlord traits here. What I've always been a big fan of is I have the Gut Ripper model and then customising my own relics and Warlord traits to make my own unique boss. Traditionally he's always hit very hard in close combat. So we'll see if that kind of ability is possible, just to make a single war boss customisable with some very powerful upgrades. I hope it can do it with the new codex to keep Gut Ripper in good reputation here, but we'll see what we can come up with. Okay, so then Warlord traits. Here we go. So what they've done now is you've got regular Warlord traits for regular Ork war boss. You've got the Beast Snagger Warlord traits across here, which is fair enough to have their own unique stuff. The Speed Freaks have got 3 to choose from as well. So I'll be taking from here probably. So follow me, lads. It's an aura ability. If this Warlord has made a charge move this turn, at the end of the turn, each time a friendly Clan Orks unit declares a charge against an enemy unit that is within engagement range of this Warlord, it's add 1 to the charge roll for that unit. It's just +1 to the charge roll. I'm quite fixed on the situation you can do that for. Okay, big gob. Add 3 inches to the range of the Warlord's aura abilities. Again, not that great. Next, Ardor's Nails. Each time an attack is made that targets this Warlord, subtract 1 from the attack's wound roll. Cool, -1 to wound. Ardor's Nails. Pretty good, that one. Brutal but cunning. Each time this Warlord fights, if all of its attacks target one enemy unit, after resolving all of those attacks, it can make a number of additional attacks against that enemy unit equal to the number of attacks that did not reach the inflict damage step. So the ones that have failed you get to do again. That's pretty cool. Yeah, great, okay. And then you've got Cunning but Brutal. Start the fight phase. If this Warlord is within engagement range of enemy units, it can fight first. Guaranteed fight first. Then Might is Right. Add 1 to the Warlord's strength and attacks characteristic. Beast, Snagger, Warlord traits. Not sure which one I go for there. On Gut Ripper. Yeah, not sure. Beast, Snagger, Warlord traits here. Big Killer Boss. Each time this Warlord fights, if it's within engagement range of enemy vehicle or monster units, until the fight is resolved, add 2 to the Warlord's attacks characteristic. And then you also get, each time this Warlord makes a melee attack against a vehicle monster, it's +1 to the wound roll as well. Cool, big Killer Boss. That's pretty impressive. And then Beast Gob Aura. While a friendly clan squig unit is within 6 inches of this Warlord, each time model that unit makes a melee attack with a Squig Hog Jaws, Smasher, Squig Jews, or a Squigosaw's Jaws, add 1 to the attack's damage characteristic. So, attacks damage, +1 damage is always helpful. Definitely helpful, that. And then Half Chewed. Whilst this Warlord was within engagement range of an enemy character or monster unit, each time this model would lose a wound, roll 1d6 and a 4+, that wound is not lost. So that's Feel No Pain come through, which is pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Got 4+ Feel No Pain. Nice. And then Road Killer now for Speed Freaks. So after this Warlord makes a charge move, you could select one enemy unit of an inch of it and roll 1d6. So 2+, that unit suffers d3 mortal wounds. Then Get Up in Their Faces. This Warlord is eligible to shoot in a turn in which they fell back. So it really depends on what you're equipped with. And then Junk Boss, 4+ Invuln save. So they're all okay. I guess you're looking for a combo, so you're taking a number of traits that are okay, but then when you start to stack them up, yeah, Relic, a Warlord trait, and start building them up that way, then you can start to come up with some pretty good combinations. Nothing too striking here, but that's a pretty good one. 4+ Invuln save. It's fine. Ability to cause damage and pin units down is good. -1 to the wound roll, I do like that. Ardor's Nails. Okay, so we've got Waaagh Discipline here, and you've got the themed Beastly Boys here. Their Beast Head Discipline for them. So 2 tables to draw from, just regular Orcs, so it's just going to come from here. 6 powers with familiar names mostly here, so we'll see how these have been changed or not. Imagine they've all been changed slightly at a minimum here. So Ed Banger is number 1. It's Witchfire. Walk charge value of 5, very likely it's going to go off. If manifested, select one enemy unit within 18 inches of this cycle and reroll 1d6 and roll 1d6. If the result is higher than the selected unit's toughness, the unit suffers d6 mortal wounds. No more than one model can be destroyed as a result of these mortal wounds. Excess damage is lost. You lose excess mortal wounds. That's a first, isn't it? Okay. So the difficult bit of that is getting higher than the toughness. Not toughness 4 out this, you need a 5 or a 6. Not very reliable on that one. Warpath. So walk charge value of 6. Select one friendly clan, core or clan character unit within 18 inches of the Psyker. It's +1 attack as it was before, I think, so that's Warpath's fine. To jump, so walk charge value of 7. If manifested, select one friendly clan core unit within 12 inches of the Psyker. Remove that unit from the battlefield and set them up anywhere on the battlefield more than 9 inches away from enemy models. Chance to... Yeah, the jump's available. It's good. Core units though, but it's fine. Fists of Gork, which I've been running in the previous edition here, the previous codex. It's quite good. We'll see what comes up here. So it's a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select one friendly Orcs character model within 12 inches of the cycle and visible to them. So usually I took as the weird boy and then put the power into Gut Ripper to make him better. It's pretty much the same as it was. It's +2 strength and attacks. This really is good. If the result of the psychic test was 11 or more, it's add 3 to the strength and attacks. That's even better. Okay, Fists of Gork, pretty good. Yeah. Claw character, yeah. Yeah, she could maybe do things like take Fists of Gork and Warpath, combine them together. I think you could do that for +1 attack and a possibility of another 2 attacks or another 3 attacks coming through with Fists of Gork. Then you got the Crunch. It's a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select one enemy unit that is within 18 inches of the Psyker. Roll 1d6 for each model in that unit. For each roll of a 6, that enemy unit suffers a mortal wound. If the result of the psychic test was 9 or more, add 1 to rolls when resolving the psychic power. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, bigger unit would be handy to go for that. And then Jabbing Fingers is a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select one enemy unit that is within 18 inches of this cycle and visible to them. To the start of the next psychic phase, each time model that unit makes an attack, it's -1 to that attack's hit roll. Yes, okay. So then, Beast Head Discipline here. Again, you've got 6 powers available. So Roar of Mork, so value of 6. It's an aura ability. Select one enemy unit within 18 inches of visible to the psychic and to the start of your next psychic phase. Subtract 2 from advanced and charge rolls made for that unit, so quite crippling for them. To the start of your next psychic phase, while an enemy unit within 18 inches of the psychic, subtract 1 from the leadership characteristic, which is insignificant really. And then Frazzle next. So warp charge value of 6. If manifested, roll 1d6 for each enemy unit that's within 9 inches of the psychic. And 4+ that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. So yeah, not bad. Yeah. Biting Jaws. Warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select one enemy model that is within 18 inches and visible to the psyker. Draw a line between any part of the psyker's base and any part of the selected model's base or hull. The selected model's unit and every other enemy unit that this line passes over suffers a mortal wound. So you could kick out a few of that one. And then Spirit of Gork. So Blessing is a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select one friendly squig unit within 12 inches and visible to the psyker to the start of the next psychic phase. Each time the unit fights, it can make additional attack with each big chomper's jaws, squig jaws, smasher squig jaws, or Squigosaw's jaws. It is equipped with each time model that unit makes an attack with a big chopper's jaws, a squig jaws, smasher squig jaws, or Squigosaw's jaws, and on an unmodified wound roll of a 6, that attack inflicts a mortal wound on the target in addition to any normal damage. Not going to read that again, but that is. It's not bad, it's helping you out there, getting more attacks. And the ability to cause mortal wounds as well. Nice, that one. Spirit of Gork. Add Beast Scent next. So it's a warp charge value of 5. Select an enemy unit within 18 inches of the psychic, and to the start of the next psychic phase, that enemy unit does not receive the benefits of cover against attacks made by beast snaggy units from your army. So, yeah, it's okay. Okay, not that significant, that one. And then Squiggly Curse. It's a warp charge value of 7. If manifested, select one enemy unit within 12 inches of the psyker, roll 1d6 for each model in that unit, to a maximum of 6 dice. For each 4+, it's a mortal wound. If any models in that unit are destroyed by the psychic power, every other enemy unit within 6 inches of that unit suffers a mortal wound. Okay, so that's the psychic powers. I actually still like the originals that I had. Fist of Gork, I think it was, pretty good. Warpath might be quite useful for 9th edition, but they're all pretty much sound and as they were, if not they've improved slightly, so that's all good news with those. So Relics then, just a side of Relics, 8 or so of these. Yeah, I can see the Killer Claw here, just seeing what's been kept and what's changed. So, Super Cyborg Body. It's the infantry model, 4+ invuln save, and then each time an attack is allocated to this model, you halve the damage characteristic of that attack. Rounding up or rounding down, I'm not sure, it doesn't say, but probably rounding down, I'm not sure, probably the core rules will tell you on that. And next is Headbopper's Kill Chopper. It's ×2 strength, it's huge chopper or big chopper or beast chopper. It replaces the weapon, it gives you ×2 strength, -3 and 2 damage. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, unmodified wound roll of 6 inflicts a mortal wound in addition. So it's an okay weapon, that one. Decrushing Armour, Mega Armour model only, 4+ invuln save. Add 1 to armour saving throws as well for the bearer. And then after the bearer makes a charge move, you can select one enemy unit within an inch of it, roll 1d6, and on 2+, that unit suffers d3 mortal wounds. Yeah, that's all good. The Crushing Armour's really nice. Invuln save, bonus to your regular save and throw, and virtually guaranteed chance to cause d3 mortal wounds as well with a charge move. So it's really going to help you, sort of an aggressive character there. The Killer Claw next. Replaces the Power Claw. Gives you ×2 strength, -4 and 3 damage. So, brilliant, that one. No minus to hit rolls either. So the Killer Claw is great. It's pretty much exactly as it was. I was taking that on Ripper, just upgrading his Power Claw, making it into something a bit more potent. The Dead Shiny Shooter replaces the Custom Shooter. You get range 18, DACA 14/10, and then strength 5, -1 and 2 damage for that one. Nice weapon. So that shooter's really nice. It's crazy, it's tons of shots. And 2 damage weapon as well. Really good. The Dead Shiny Shooter's fantastic. Scorched Git Bones. Psycho model only. The relic can be taken by a Psycho model vehicle. Psycho model vehicle? Each time the bearer attempts to manifest a witch, fire psychic parrots +1 to the test. And each time the bearer loses a wound as a result of the perils of the warp. It's 4+ to ignore those wounds. And then finally the Beast Hide Mantle. Beast Snagger model only, +1 to the bearer's attacks characteristic, and each time it lose a wound. It's 5+ feel no pain. Right, so shifting away from what you can give your various units, we're now going to come across here to the chapter approved rules. So these are, you can pick one of these from these 4 that are available, and these can become one of your secondaries in your games. So usually I'm hoping for at least one good one that I can take. It's been that case for most of the codexes so far, but it would be very handy to have a strong one of these, at least one, for the Orks, as you choose secondaries for each game. So, just we'll line up what's been replaced as well, just to give you an idea of what's going on. So we've got no mercy, no respite first of all. Stomp 'em good. So this one's going to replace no prisoners, grind them down until the last, trying to keep units alive, which I wouldn't bother wasting my time for Orks. So this is a good opportunity here for getting a good one. So stomp 'em good, sounds good. If you select the secondary objective, you can score victory points for the following: 3 points at the end of the battle, each battle round, if the number of enemy units destroyed by melee attacks made by Orks models in your army is more than the number of friendly non-Gretchen units that were destroyed by melee attacks during the battle round. So, right, okay. So it's similar to this one, grind them down, destroy enemy units. So it's virtually the same, there's a little bit of a bonus here as well. It's going to be tricky because Orks are a bit soft, but we'll see what else you can get here. Score 1 additional victory point at the end of each battle round if the number of enemy units destroyed by melee attacks made by Orks units from your army is at least 2, and double or more than the number of friendly non-Gretchen units that were destroyed by melee attacks during this battle round. So that's very difficult to reach, that doubling the number of units destroyed, but you can get there's an extra bonus there. So that one's a bit stronger than if you choose it from here. Next is Shadow Operations. So that's your raise the banners, retrieve Octarius data, deploy teleport homers and investigate signal. Instead, it's get the loot bits. Oh, sorry, get the good bits here. So if you select the secondary objective, then after both sides have finished deploying, starting with your opponent, the players alternate selecting objective markers and not within any player's deployment zone to be good bits objective markers, so the no man's land ones here, until 3 objective markers have been selected. If there's only one such objective marker, then only that objective marker is a good bits objective marker. Yeah. So, Orc core units from your army can attempt the following action. Get the good bits. At the end of the movement phase, or one or more Orcs core units from your army can start to perform this action. Each unit from your army that starts to perform this action must be in range of a different good bits objective marker. The unit cannot start this action whilst there are enemy units excluding aircraft in range of the same objective marker. The action is completed at the end of your next command phase. Ooh, boy, so you've got to declare it on your turn, then survive all the way through to your following turn, provided the unit attempting that action is still in range of that good bits objective marker. It's 3 points available for, from your army that completes to get the loot bits action. You're sort of busy in the game trying to fight enemy units and so on. You know your resources being stretched, and the difficulty is you're then starting to divert units away to perform actions, try and build up on your points. They can be quite difficult secondaries. Purge the enemy. I have to think about these, but not too impressed so far. Assassination, so destroying characters. Titan Hunter, bringing down big stuff, and then bring it down, destroying vehicles. So instead we've got the biggest and the best. If you select the secondary objective, you score 3 victory points at the end of each battle round for each of the following achieved by Orc Warlord to a maximum of 5 victory points. Right, this sounds good. So, an enemy monster or vehicle unit is destroyed as a result of an attack made by this Warlord. Okay, well that's, yeah, okay. And then an enemy character is destroyed as the result of a melee attack made by this Warlord. And 5 more enemy models were destroyed as a result of attacks made by this Warlord. So yeah, hard to try and get that as a combination. But Warlord's got to get stuck in to pick up the points. That one's quite tricky as well. Yes, you can have the impact of a turn going in, causing loads of damage, but then after that the opponent can go after your HQ choices, your war boss, Orks Warlord here, and then pick them off with enough concentrated firepower and shooting and so on. So, you know, you'll notice Gut Ripper sort of hiding away and then waiting for a key combat to make an impact. You might make a few, in later turns do a few more rounds of fighting, but really the emphasis for him would be that big fight. But here you need to be doing one turn after the next, you need to be getting results here, otherwise that secondary is going to shrivel up. So, not so sure on that one either. I have to think these through. Battlefield Supremacy next. I'd love to choose from here. There's some great ones for the other factions. So engage in all fronts behind enemy lines and stranglehold. Still not bad, those ones. Green Tide. At the start of the battle, divide the battlefield into 4 even quarters. Score 3 victory points at the end of the battle round if 2 or more battlefield quarters each have an Orcs unit from your army that contains 11 or models wholly within it. It's quite restrictive, you've got to have larger units. There, 5 points at the end of the battle round instead if all 4 battlefield quarters have an Orcs unit from your army that contains 11 or more models wholly within them. I don't usually run big hordes. If you do though, this one might be appealing to you. But no. So not so sure about those. I'm not saying they're rubbish. I need to chew on them a bit more to really think about it. But nothing really sticks out here as being really good. As I said, some of the other factions, their chapter approved rules, they're not all strong, but you'll get a nugget in there. It's like a really good one. It's just like an auto take. So, but not clear on that one for the Orcs. So on to Crusade rules, which we'll move through. I don't play Crusade, so we'll push on through that. Right, so onto data sheets. So some of the abilities here that Orks can take. So Tactica weapons have 2 values. So we saw that earlier on, the double value, like 10/15, something like that. Tactica weapons have 2 values for the number of attacks they make. When a model shoots a Tactica weapon, use the first value if the target is within half range. If the target is not within half range, use the second value. So it's as simple as that. Okay, and then you got weapon profiles and then abilities. So here we go, is you can reroll charge rolls made for units of that ability. So instead of being able to roll, I think it's 1 or more of the dice, you can sort of choose what you want to go for. Instead it's straight reroll charges, which is alright. Ramshackle, each time an attack is allocated to this model, unless that attack has a strength characteristic of 8 or more, subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of that attack. That's quite useful actually. Nice. And then Mob Rule, whilst this unit is within 6 inches of a friendly clan mob unit, is not under half strength, the unit is never considered to be under half strength. Okay, and then Beast Snagger, each time model this ability makes an attack that targets a vehicle or monster, add 1 to the attack's hit roll, and each model in this unit has a 6+ invuln save. Okay, and then we've got rules for Waaagh here, so Orks on the charge. So if your Warlord is a war boss, that's going to be the case for me. You've got Gut Ripper in charge. Then once per battle in your command phase, right, so that's the time when you call it. So that all seems to be logical enough. To do so, the war boss must be on the battlefield or embarked on a transport that is on the battlefield. If your Warlord is a speed boss, then once per battle in your command phase, you can instead call a speed Waaagh. To do so, the speed boss must be on the battlefield. If your Warlord is Guzkar Thraka, you can instead call a great Waaagh. Oh. To do so, Guzkar Thraka must be on the battlefield or embarked in a transport that is on the battlefield. So, okay. So a Waaagh and Speed Waaagh each have 2 stages. The first stage is active from when the Waaagh or Speed Waaagh is called and lasts until the start of your next command phase. When the first stage ends, the second stage starts. You've really got to try and think ahead of when you're going to call this one, and lasts until the start of your subsequent command phase. After this point, the Waaagh or Speed Waaagh is no longer active and has no further effect. Calling a Great Waaagh is treated as calling both a Waaagh and Speed Waaagh at the same time, but are active for when a Great Waaagh is called, and each stage starts and finishes as described above. So it's just combining the 2 together. Guzkar Thraka. So I'll be running a regular Waaagh here, I guess. So we'll see what this one, the 2 stages of this. So this could be quite impactful here for the Orks. Call the Waaagh first of all, stage 1. Orks core and character units from your army are eligible to charge even if they're advanced. That's the way it works. And then it's +1 to the attacks characteristic of Ork models from your army. That's all in stage 1. That's excellent. Okay, and then stage 2 is get stuck in, which is +1 to the attacks characteristic of Ork models from your army. This is big. This is big here. Advance and charge +1 attack. Second phase +1 attack. So that's really going to help out with the impact. Yeah. So great, brilliant, nice and strong. That 2 turns of an extra attack. So that's excellent. Speed Waaagh then to big race. Ork models from your army do not suffer the penalty incurred in their hit rolls for firing assault weapons on the move, or if they advance. Each time an Orks vehicle or Orks biker model from your army shoots with a Tactica weapon, make an additional attack with that weapon. And each time model in an Orks vehicle or biker unit from your army makes a ranged attack, improve the arm penetration characteristic by 1. It's all okay, it's not bad. The second stage is give them some Tactica. Each time model in an Orks vehicle or biker unit from your army makes a ranged attack, improve the AP by 1. So, no, I love this idea here. Extra attacks, advance and charge, all good. Nice and straightforward. So, you could call it on turn 1. I believe so. You know, well, no, you maybe manoeuvre turn 1, declare on turn 2 as you go in, so you advance and charge and +1 attack, and then +1 attack on the turn after that. Or it may have to go on turn 1. Be on close contact quick enough. It's a choice to make there in the command phase, but that's all excellent. The Waaagh ability. Got to remember that one, it's really good. Okay, so we've looked at a lot of the rules quite comprehensively, really gone through a lot of stuff there. So what I'm going to look at, the Orks have got loads of units. If I go through all the stats on these, we'll be here until the next Orks Codex comes out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skim through some of these and put a bit more emphasis on the newer stuff. Call out some points values as well to give you an idea of what's going on as well. So, Guzkar Thraka, 300 points. Ridiculous price for an HQ. Huge model, crazy sculpt that Games Workshop have done. He is Goth's keyword, so I should get the model at some point. But he is huge. So what we're expecting is something mightily powerful with him. So, just looking at some of the stats, they're quite interesting. So movement of 7, and then it's affected because he's on a damage chart here because he's got 12 wounds. So it drops from movement 7, 6 and then 5. Weapon skill remains the same at 2+, ballistic skill remains the same at 5+. And his strength drops from 7, 6 then down to 5. It's still really good because his weapons times 2 strength anyway. Toughness 7 on him. So he is literally built like a tank. 12 wounds is again literally built like a tank. 5 attacks, and then as he takes damage he gets more and more annoyed, so 5 attacks, then 6 attacks, then 7 as the damage increases. Leadership 8 and a 2+ save. So Mork's Roars is a shooting weapon, which is range 36. Daka 16, that's at close range, half range, which would be 18, and then 12 inches, or 12 shots at the longer range. Strength 5 -1 damage. And then Gork's Claw is nice and straightforward. It's just ×2 strength, 8 -4 and 4 damage. No funny stuff going on, but that's a deadly weapon. So he's got, here we go, on Waaagh ability. Goths is the best aura. Our friendly Goth core, Goth character units within 6 inches of this model. Each time model that unit makes a melee attack, you can reroll the hit roll. It's good. Grand Warlord, if this model is included in your army, it must be your Warlord. Yeah, you wouldn't let anyone else be in charge. And then the boss is watching aura. While a friendly Orcs unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time a combat attrition test is taken, ignoring modifiers, and you've got a 4+ invuln save. In addition, you can only lose 4 wounds in each phase. So he is tough, solid. If you want a unit that's going to punch through the, it's going to lead the charge, then Guzkar Thraka. You've got Makari here, the banner. It's 55 points, this little kit. So just a Grot's profile here, 4 wounds. If you roll a 6 with the Makari Stabber, it's D3 mortal wounds. Nothing crazy going on really with his stats. Ability Guzkar's Waaagh banner. While a friendly Goth Orcs unit is within 3 inches of this model, and this model is within 3 inches of a friendly Guzkar Thraka unit, each time model that unit it would lose a wound. It's 6 up for no pain, so that's alright. And then keep up. Whilst this model is in 3 inches of friendly Guzkar Thraka unit, add 2 to this model's move. Yeah, so it becomes movement 7 to keep up with his movement 7. Just suspiciously lucky. He's got a 2+ invuln save. If the invuln save made for this model is failed, this ability has no effect for the rest of the battle. Okay, and an accidental figurehead. While a friendly Goth Gretchen unit is within 12 inches of this model, models in that unit can use model's leadership characteristic instead of their own. And the boss is best Grot. If your army's battle forged, then if Guzkar Thraka is included in the detachment, Makari can be included without taking up a slot. Okay. It'll be 355 points. They come as a pair. You got Big Mecha Custom Force Field. Restoring D3 wounds within 3 inches, just seeing what he can do. Custom Force Field, whilst friendly Orcs units within 6 inches of the bearer. It has a 6+ invuln save. No! It's terrible. No, what's happened? A friendly Orcs unit within 6 inches of the bearer is a 6+ invuln save, yep. The range of this aura ability can never be increased unless specifically stated otherwise. Oh no, it's terrible. Oh, they've halved the effectiveness of it. Disaster. Right, so don't think I'll be bothering with that. 6 up is just not worth the investment, I don't think. Big Mech with Shock Attack Gun. Looks to be generally the same. It's 60-inch range, heavy D6. It's very random. Strength, does it say? P-5 and D6 damage. Blast weapon. Each time this weapon is selected to shoot with, roll 2d6 to determine the strength of all of its attacks. On 11 plus, each successful hit inflicts D3 mortal wounds on the target, in addition to any normal damage. And it can repair stuff. .2d6 strength, yeah. Okay, very random D6. I guess it's blast though, thankfully. So you wires are firing it into infantry. So that's the Big Mech with the Shock Attack Gun. Got your regular war boss, who hopefully is cheap like he was before. 90 points. 10 points to the Power Claw, which you can then make into a relic and so on and so on with him. He's now sporting, it's all the same I think, weapon skill still 2+, strength 6, toughness 6, 6 wounds as base, 5 attacks as base, maybe 4 previously, 4 up save built in for him as well. Built in invuln save with dead tough, 5+. And war boss aura, whilst a friendly clan core or character unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time model in that unit makes a melee attack, it's add 1 to the attack's hit roll. That's fantastic. It's brilliant. So now declaring your war in your advance to charge is like a separate rule, and now bringing in a special rule for him, it's +1 to the hit rolls. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Regular war boss. Here we come. Okay, so he's in. You've got war boss in mega armor. Nice sculpt here as well. Brilliant job. You can take an Ooge chopper, which is +3 strength, -3 AP and 2 damage. He's tough enough here. Toughness is the same, but 7 wounds available on him. 5 attacks base again, 2 up save. Movement 5. Grot Gunner gives him +1 to the hit rolls. 5+ invuln save again. +1 to the hit roll as well. Then you got the Weird Boy. You can attempt to manifest 1, deny 1 on him. 5 wounds. Don't need to dwell on him too much. Big Mech in mega armor. Don't really need to hang around with him. Boss Snick Rot. Strength 6, toughness 6 on this orc. 6 wounds, 6 attacks. Mork's Teeth is strength for the user, which is strength 6, good enough. AP -2, 2 damage, ouch. And weapon skill is 2+ for him. Yeah, nice job. So Cunning Infiltrator, during deployment you can set up this model. We set up anywhere on the battlefield that's more than 9 inches away from the enemy deployment zone and the models. Terrifying Killer, while the enemy unit is within 6 inches of this model, subtract 2 from their leadership. 5+ invuln save available for him. He's a Throat Slitter, so each time he makes a melee attack, if it's within an inch of a terrain feature, it's +1 to that attack's wound roll. It's helpful. And then Red Skull Commandos. Cool, that sounds cool. The Red Skull Commandos. It's an aura ability. While friendly Blood Axe's Commandos unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time model that unit makes a melee attack, add 1 to the attack's hit roll. Nice. And then Sneakiest Git. Each time an attack is allocated to this model, while it's receiving the benefits of cover, add an additional 2 to any saving throws, which is alright. He's only on a 6+ though. Boss Zagstruck. Been an amazing resculpt they could do of him. Again, strength 6, toughness 6, 6 wounds, 6 attacks. The Vulture's Claws is +2 strength, he's fighting at strength 8, AP -3 and 2 damage. So 5+ invuln save for Cyborg Body. 5+ Feel No Pain. Deep Strike in. And Full Throttle. Each time this model advances, do not make an advance roll. Instead, to the end of the phase, add 6 inches to the move. If this model, I roll a d6. On a 1, it takes a mortal. You got the Death Killer War Trike, which is toughness 6 and 8 wounds, 5 attack space, 14-inch move. I don't need to cover too much of that. The Snagger Claw for him is +2 strength, -2 and 2 damage. And you can reroll your wound rolls as well. And then big red button. Do not make an advanced roll, it's guaranteed 6-inch move. 5+ invuln save available for him. And once per battle, when this model advances, do not make an advanced roll instead until the end of the phase. Add 9 inches to the move characteristic of this model. That's fuel mixer grot. So you need to get somewhere quick. Beautiful sculpt as well, really nice. Yeah, 8 wounds as well, so you can bury him behind stuff. And he's not named, so you can give him some relics and traits and so on to beef him up. Love the grapple being attached to the claw there. Cool. Lovely models, beautiful, beautiful models available here. Captain Badruck, toughness 6, 6 wounds, 5 attacks for him. I won't cover him too much. Zogrov Wartsnegger, it's a snake bite. Runt herd actually. Yeah. I see. So that's him. Beast Boss. Not much different here. It still gets +1 to the hit roll. +1 to the hit roll. With the shooters. The Beast Chopper melee weapon is strength. You use AP -2 and 2 damage. You get an extra attack for taking that weapon as well. And the Snagger Claw is +4 strength. You're fighting at strength 10. AP -3 and 2 damage. Right, so I've heard that these are good. Or the Beast Boss on the Squigosaur. So it's like a dinosaur slash shark type thing. So we'll get an idea on points here. Beast Boss on Squigosaur. So 145 points, and the thumb gun is 5 points. So it's a medium-ish, little bit expensive HQ. 10-inch moves, nice and quick. Weapon skill 2+, ballistic skill 5+, strength 6, toughness 7, 9 wounds, plenty of wounds, you can still hide him as well. 5 attack space, 4 up save, leadership 8. So you can take the thumb gun if you wish. This is equipped with a slugger. The thumb gun is range 18, assault D3, strength 6, -1, and D3 damage, and it's a blast weapon. The Beast Chopper is, that's like the sword, is strength user, which is strength 6, AP -2 and 2 damage. You get an extra attack for that as well. And the Squigosaur's jaws is strength 7, -3 and 3 damage. Each time the bearer fights, makes an additional 3 attacks with this weapon. No more than 3 attacks can be made with this weapon. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, an unmodified wound roll of 6 inflicts 3 mortal wounds on the target and the attack sequence ends. So he's looking at 5 attacks, 6, 7, 8 attacks in total, plus traits and relics to help him out. Brutal. Clan units with the Beast Snagger core or Clan Beast Snagger characters get +1 to the hit rolls. Nice. So I take it he can benefit from his own ability, but he's on 2+ anyway. 5+ invuln save available. And Thick Hide. Each time an attack is allocated to him, it's -1 to the damage characteristic. God, tough. 9 wounds. Impressive stuff. Next is Pain Boss. So it's basically a... Yeah, it's basically a... Are we looking at Primaris Orks here? Because it's a Pain Boy, but with extra wounds and toughness, I think. These Beast Snaggers. They're like the answer to the Primaris, just sort of an up toughness and so on. It's equipped with a Power Snapper, +2 strength, -2 and 2 damage. And the Beast Snagger Claw itself is +4 strength, -3 and 2 damage. You get an extra attack for that as well. He's still HQ. You're looking at Pain Boss, 80 points. The Snagger Claw is 5 points. I've got already 5 points. Nice sculpt, lovely sculpt on him. The Whir Boy, which is your Ork Primaris Psyker. Again, strength 5, toughness 5, 5 wounds, 3 attacks base. So he's got the access to the Beast Head Discipline, Manifest 1, Psychic Power and Deny 1. You can pick 2 powers though from that discipline. The Whir Boy. 70 points, flat cost. So you've got a named character here. I do like the look of this one. It's Mozrog Scragbad. Just love the look of the claw on this guy. He's Snakebite though. Ah! It's a bit limited with how I can, so I can't really make use of the Beast Snagger keyword. I guess I could do a little, if I'm going to stick with Goths, I can't really do this, but I think. Yeah, that's not, you can't choose your clan. Yes you can. Yeah, you can. I could do some beastie Goths. It's Orcs clan keyword, even though they're Beast Snagger, that's not a culture. So I could do it. But I can't do this guy here. His faction keyword is Orcs. Snakebite, so you have to go for that combo for him. Looks fantastic. Brilliant, brilliant model. So with him, Scragbad. 170 points, he is expensive. Movement 10. Weapon skill 2+, ballistic skill 5+, strength 6, toughness 7, 9 wounds again, crazy amount of wounds, 6 attacks base, 3 up save. Comes with the thumb gun, which we've seen already. So Big Chomper's Jaws, strength 7 -3 and 3 damage each time the bearer fights, you get 3 attacks. Unmodified wound roll of a 6 inflicts 4 mortal wounds on the target attack sequence ends. And the Gut Ripper, the actual weapon that he's carrying, perhaps they named it after my war boss, is +1 strength, so strength 7, AP -2 and 3 damage. 4+ invuln save available for him, -1 damage against him, and +1 to the hit rolls with friendly snakebite units nearby as well. Core and character. Solid as a rock. God, it's gonna be tough. See what you're getting a double thing going on here. You're getting the mount and the rider attacking, which is what makes them so deadly. 6 attacks base, and then 3 more attacks come through as well from the Big Chomper's Jaws. All damage 3. And he's tough as well. You got the invuln save, you've got toughness 7, 9 wounds. So looking really potent. Then you got Gretchen. What a contrast. Then boys. Now I think you've still got base of 2. You've still got 2 wounds and 3 attacks on the knob. Boys though, it's been picked out already ages ago. Toughness 5 now. As base. 5-inch move steel, 3 up weapon skill, 6 up save. Now you got Slugger, Chopper, Stick Bombs. So gone is the Tank Buster Bomb. You know, one model carried it, that's gone by the looks of it. So your shooter is 3 shots at close range, like 9 inches, and 2 shots. Range 18 as per usual. The Slugger's not changed. Chopper, yeah, so you've got a bit of AP minus going on now with the Chopper. So it's AP -1, and you do get the extra attack with that as well. So my boys will be happy with that. A bit of AP -1 bite going on. And you can take the usual combos, different things. Base cost of the boys is 9 points each. Okay. Plus your upgrades, decide to go for that. Beast Snagger boys, to give you an idea, they'll cost you 11 points. You pay an extra 2 points. For that you're going to get +1 strength. So strength 5, toughness 5 on both the boys and the knob. Still 2 attacks base, 3 for the knob. Armor saves the same as well. Yeah. Got access to the power snap here, +2 strength, -2 and 2 damage. Knob with Waaagh banner. While for any orcs, this is the aura, just cover the aura ability here. It's a 6-inch aura for clan orc units. Each time a unit that makes a melee attack, it's +1 to the hit roll, so it can cancel out power claws and so on. Regular pain boy, which I have, still at 4 wounds, strength 5, toughness 5. The power claw now is ×2 strength, which it was before, AP -3 and 2 damage instead of D3. He's got the Erty syringe, the Grot Orderly helps out. So nothing major going on with him, I don't think. I'm going to miss some stuff, but I'm going to try and pick out most of the changes here. Mad Doc Grotsnick with him, just carrying a power claw. a runt herd here. Not cover much of him, I don't think. Burner boys. The burner now is range 12, assault D6, strength 4, auto hits. No minus going on with those either. I don't know why, they should have put a bit of minus on them. It's a flamethrower. But they haven't. That's about it for them. Just the individual mech. Tank busters. We'll take a little more time on these. Because I think the rocket launcher's improved. So, and they need a resculpt. I wonder if Games Workshop will do it. Surely they must. But because I'm featuring a fair few older models here. So, just looking here. So the rocket launch, yeah, range 24, heavy D3, strength 8 -2, and 3 damage. That's all good. And it's a blast weapon as well, which is excellent. So very, very handy indeed if you find yourself firing heavy infantry of larger size units. So excellent. Yeah, heavy D3, fantastic. Oh, no. Heavy D3, are we looking at -1 to the hit rolls? It used to be an assault weapon. Oh no. They're designed to be fired on the move. Why'd they make that heavy? Okay, right, so never mind, we'll move on. So you've got Tank Hunter, so each time model with this ability makes an attack that targets a vehicle, it's +1 to the hit roll. Yeah, okay, so we're cancelling that out. So 4s then, if you sit still. Interesting. Okay, so incentive to sit still. Tank hammer in melee, it's interesting. Each time the bearer fights, it can make 1 attack with this weapon. If the attack hits, the target suffers D6 mortal wounds, and the bearer is destroyed. Yeah. Okay. And for every 5, you can take a tank hammer. So a squad of 10, you can take 2. Okay. And then we've got the bomb squig. Once per turn, when a unit of a bomb squig is selected to shoot or fire Overwatch, if it has any bomb squigs remaining, the unit can release 1. When it does so, you can select 1 enemy unit within 12 inches of the unit with a bomb squig. When firing Overwatch, this must be the charging unit. Roll 1d6, adding 1 to the result of the enemy unit as a vehicle. On a 3+ or 2s on a vehicle, the enemy unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. The number of bomb squigs the unit is equipped with is then reduced by 1. D3 mortal wounds. And you can only fire 1 per unit, per turn. Oh dear, not so good. They used to be D6 damage. The bomb squig's meant to be scary. D3. Ugh, that's a shame. Yeah, not that great on them. Okay. Then commandos. So that's the new sculpts. The rules, there's a few new rules here. So yeah, I mean you can infiltrate them in, which is great. Get +2 armor save, +2 to their armor save for cover. The distraction grot that you get now in the plastic set, once for battle when the bearer is selected to fight, you can treat models in this unit as if they were within an inch of terrain feature. Okay. Bomb squig chopper, breacher ram. So for every 10 models, 1 commando can take that. +2 strength, -2 and 2 damage. No benefits of cover allowed. Okay, and then that's it pretty much, I think, with him. So then Mega Knobs, which toughness 5 now, strength 5, toughness 5. They may have been toughness 4 previously, but they're toughness 5 now anyway. Oh no, they're Mega Knobs. Knobs are toughness 5, so that's fine. 3 wounds, 3 attacks as base, 2 save. 5-inch move. They may have been 4-inch previously, so they're a bit more quick. Yes, now the kill saw is kind of switched around. The power claw's gone to 2 damage. It was the kill saw previously. But the kill saw is now D3 damage. It is -1 to the hit rolls. If you've got 2 kill swords, you get an extra attack. But I think Power Claw is the way to go. Just damage, straight damage 2. Maybe, yeah. That's about it for them. Knobs, just 2 wounds each, 3 attacks base, and you can customise and equip them. The vehicles here, not spend too much time on them, just trying to focus on the newer models, really, and perhaps units I'm more familiar with. The Shock Jump Dragster, this was renowned for its shooting. So the custom shock rifle is range 24, assault 2, strength 8, -3, and d6 damage with random. Any unmodified hit rolls of 1 made for the attacks of this weapon. The bearer suffers a mortal wound. Any unmodified wound rolls of 6 inflicts a mortal wound in addition. Okay. Boomdacker Snazwagon, regular Warbikers, which are a toughness 5 anyway. 14-inch move on them, 2 attacks base, 3 wounds. Now I think they were 2, so they've taken a wounds increase. And the knob's actually on 4 wounds for him. 4 up save. Dagger guns, they're equipped to 2. Close range, it's 5 shots. That would be 10 at close range. That's 10 per model. And then 3 shots at longer range. No AP minus on those though. Custom Booster Blaster. The Rivet Cannon is range 36. Dagger at 9 or 6 at longer range. Strength 7, -2 and 2 damage. Kicking out a nice lot of shots, that one. Knob on the Smasher Squig. This is fast attack. For each clan, Squig Hog Boys unit, including detachment, up to 2 clan knob on Smasher Squigs can be taken without taking up any slots. Interesting. Smasher Head or Ed. Each time this model finishes a charge move or heroic intervention move, select one in the unit that's within engagement range. Roll 5 d6. For each 4+, it's a mortal wound. Nice. 5 wounds though, toughness 6, 4 attacks base. Give him a big chopper. And the Smasher Squig Jaws. Each time the bearer fights makes 2 additional attacks with this weapon, no more than 2. Strength 6, -1 and 2 damage. Knob on Smasher Squig. 65 points flat cost with him. Okay. What does he do? What's his aura or abilities? Not much going on with him. Then Rocket Truck Squig Buggies. Megatruck Scrap Jets. Storm Boys, just toughness 5 now, nothing else really with those. Squig Hog Boys. This is like your Squiggy Cavalry here. These are quite tough. Squig Hog Boys for fast attack. These would be great for moving out and grabbing objectives. 25 points each, that's pretty cheap for what you get. It really is quite cheap actually, because there's as hard as nails here. Movement 10, it's nice and quick. Weapon skill 3+, ballistic skill 5+, strength 5, toughness 6, 3 wounds and 3 base attacks for these, 4 up save for them as well. Bomb Squig rules. So you get your Squig Hog Jaws, that's your extra 2 attacks, 2 damage and AP -1, strength 6. And then Saddle Git Weapons, melee, strength 3, -1, 1 damage. Each time the bearer fights, makes an additional attack with this weapon. And I'm just looking at the melee weapon, the stick. Here it is, the sticker, melee. +1 strength, so strength 6, -2 and 2 damage. So Primaris killers. Interesting. Okay, you can shoot with the sticker as well. Range 12, assault 1, strength for the user, AP -2 and 2 damage. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, targets unit within half range that attack has a strength characteristic of +1. Okay, it's not bad, they're a solid choice. Plenty of durability on them. Toughness 6. Deathcopters, I love the models. Games Workshop have resculpted them as well. It's a real great choice to go for. The new models look fantastic, really well done. Now, what makes these quite viable is their speed, their 14-inch move. I was quite a fan of them in the previous book, but it looks like they've got better. I'm a bit worried about the cost though, because they're only 4 wounds. Well, they're 50 points each. It's not bad for what you get. So what you've got here is weapon skill 3+. There's quite a bit going on for these. Toughness 5, only 4 wounds. It's the downside. You'll watch out. It can get picked off quite quick. 2 attack space and a 4-up save. But copter rockets though. 2d3 shots at strength 8 -2 and 3 damage each, and they blast. That's scary. On a brilliant roll, you could take a tank out just in 1 round of shooting. Really good. You can go for custom mega blaster if you want to. Spinning blades is interesting. +1 strength, so you're fighting at strength 5. AP -1, and each time the attack is made with this weapon, make 3 hit rolls instead of 1. Now, you got 2 attacks base, so you're going to get 6 attacks. But if you start getting a bit of Waaagh going on, other stuff to give you more attacks, you can start getting a crazy amount of attacks with the spinning blades. Deathcopters really are quite good. Yeah, for every 3 models in the unit, each model's copter rockets can be replaced with a custom mega blaster and 1 big bomb. Sorry, so once per battle. So maybe squads of 3 to protect the custom mega blaster, which is assault D3. Yeah. Okay. What does the big bomb do? Once per battle in your movement phase, after the bearer makes a normal move or advances, you can select 1 point in the battlefield the bearer moved across this phase. Roll 1d6 for each unit, each unit within 3 inches of that point. Subtracting 1 if it's a character. On a 4+, it's D3 mortal wounds. You can drop the bomb. The big bomb just costs you 5 points. And we've got the ramshackle rule. Big red button. It's an auto 6-inch advance. You've got 20-inch move total, and then swooping down. You can set them up. You can deep strike them in during the game if you need to. As you like to deploy them and then just bring them out just with their move, 14-inch move. But firepower's good. Melee's pretty scary with these. Looking pretty good with those. Mech guns. I'll probably stick with the. I'm a big fan of the custom mega cannon. Heavy D6 shots, strength 8 -3 D6 damage, range 36. Is a brilliant weapon. Now, mech guns. On heavy here. Lots of heavy options for the Orks. Do mech guns. 45 points per model, and that's all you pay. So that's it. Choose whatever weapon you want. It's going to be 45 points. Great. Your battle wagons, that's still sitting on 16 wounds. The bone breaker 16 wounds with toughness 8. Similar kind of configurations to before. I was checking out the death roll earlier on. It's +2 strength, -2 damage, and it's a weapon skill of 2+ to hit, 6 attacks base. So that's all pretty much as it was. The bone breaker ram gives you an extra D6 attacks on the charge. Don't really need to cover this too much. The gun wagon. There's probably been some improvements to weapons, like a general improvement going on. Yeah, just looking in, there's some stuff's improved to some degree, but okay. And then killer cans. I guess with killer cans now, the viable option is to take the rocket launcher with the D3 shots, 3 damage, with their reliable ballistic skill. There's 5 wounds on these though. Toughness 5. 3-up save, 3 attacks base, hitting on 4+ in close combat. If you've got 3 or more models in the unit, you get extra attack, which is quite good. And the canned claw is pretty potent actually. +3 strength, -3 damage, -3 AP, and straight 3 damage. And +3 strength is going to put you up to strength 8. So they're not bad. They're not bad. The other weapons don't seem that great really. The Grotzuka's range 18, heavy 2d3 at strength 6. There's no minus on it. It's a blast weapon and 1 damage. So you've got looters. The custom mega blaster is range 24, assault D3, strength 8, minus 3, D6 damage. And the def gun is range 48, DACA 3 or 2 at long range, strength 7, minus 1 and 2 damage. Not much has changed with those, really. Then def dreads. I actually have the model unassembled, brand new in the box. I've been waiting for an excuse to build one of these. It doesn't look like much has improved with it. It's 8 wounds, 3 attack space. For each dread claw you get an extra attack, which is times 2 strength, minus 3 and 3 damage. I might just build one for fun. That's the Ork way. Just to enjoy yourself and have fun here. Right, so onto one of the newer units here, the Kill Rig, which is like this floating pirate dinosaur ship. I'm not so keen. I'm not sure. It's quite impressive, but it's like a primitive Ork type thing. But we'll go with it here. The Kill Rig then. 190 points. It's expensive enough. For that you're going to get movement 12, which drops down to 9, then 6. Weapon skill 3 plus the whole way through. Ballistic skill remains the same at 5 plus. Strength 6, then 5, then 4. Toughness 8 though, it's pretty solid. 16 wounds. It's built like a... It's the primitive battle wagon, isn't it really? And then 6 attacks base, then it drops to D6, then D3. 3 up save as well, so pretty durable. So Kill Rig is equipped with an heavy lobber, a sticker cannon, a whir tower, a butcher boys, savage horns and hooves, and saw blades. Right, okay. So the heavy lobber is range 48, heavy D6, so very random. Strength 6, minus 1 and 2 damage. It is a blast weapon though, which helps. A lot of blasts being introduced here for the Orks. This weapon can target units that are not visible to the bearer, so it's a proper mortar type weapon. The sticker cannon is range 12, heavy 1, strength 8, minus 2 and 3 damage. Each time the bearer makes an attack with this weapon, if that attack targets a monster or vehicle, you can reroll the hit roll. Great. So it's not that great. And then the Whir Tower, range 24, assault 1, strength 9, minus 3, d6 damage. Each time this weapon is selected to shoot, if the bearer successfully manifests any psychic powers this turn, changes weapon's type to assault d3. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, that attack automatically hits the target. Okay, auto hits is pretty good. Then Butcher Boys. Melee weapon, strength 5, minus 1. Each time the bearer fights, make 4 additional attacks with this weapon and no more than 4. So that's just your lads leaning out the side of the vehicle. And then, which is a vehicle. Yeah. And then Saw Blades, melee weapon, plus 2 strength, minus 2 and 2 damage. Strange one, this one. So it's open topped, so units embarked can shoot outside. Snagged, each time this model makes an attack with its sticker cannon, if an enemy non-titanic vehicle or monster loses any wounds as a result of that attack, or d6 and a 4 plus, the enemy model cannot finish any type of move more than 12 inches from this model until the start of your next turn, and it explodes. And it can carry 10 Clan Beast Snagger infantry models. I'll probably give that one a pass. I'm happy enough for my battle wagons. Interesting one, that one. I guess if you're looking for a transport vehicle to fit in with the great white shark dinosaur theme with the Orks, then you've got an appropriate transport vehicle. Oh no, they've got a hunter rig as well. Yeah, right. So flash gits, only 2 wounds on these. Yeah. 3 attacks base, toughness 5 though. That's normal now for Orks. So the Snaz gun then, range, these are ballistic skill 4 plus by the way. Range 24, longer range would have been good, but heavy 3, strength 6, minus 2 and 2 damage. And that's about it with them. Just want to see what they cost. Flash gits. 27 points a model. Yeah, you have to put them in a transport vehicle, but it's a heavy weapon. Nightmare. Oh dear, not so sure on them. The hunter rig then is going to be similar configuration to the transport vehicle. You got the heavy lobber. We had that one already. Yep. The sticker cannon, we've had that already. The butcher boys had that. Savage horns and hooves and saw blades. I can transport even more. So I can transport 15 models. Okay. Next, your humble regular Ork truck. Okay. Which surely has ramshackle. Yeah, it does. And then you've got your flyers here. The super shooters, DACA 6 or 4 at long range, strength 6 -1. Scorcher missiles or assault 2d6, strength 6 -2. Each time attack is made with this weapon, the target doesn't receive the benefits of cover, but it doesn't auto hit. That one. Just picking out a few bits. You've got DACA jets, Blitzer bomber. I have this model. I could pull this out of the archives here. So the boom bomb. Let's have a look. It's got 2 boom bombs. Once per turn, if the bear has any boom bombs remaining, it can drop one of them, obviously. In your movement phase, after the bear makes a normal move or advances, you can select one point on the battlefield. So roll a d6 for each unit within 6 inches of that point, subtracting 1 if it's a character. So it's 5 to hit characters, excluding vehicles or monsters, but on a 4+, that unit suffers d3 mortal wounds. On a 6, it's d6 mortal wounds. Each boom bomb can only be dropped once per battle. It's not bad. If there's a high concentration of enemy units, then yeah, you could cause some damage. It's half and half a chance though. And that's about it really. So I don't know about that one. And the Waaagh bomb blaster jet. Right, how interesting, because I was looking for these in the heavy section. Morkanaut and Gorkanauts have now been moved to Lords of War. Oh no, and they're really expensive. So what we've got here is a Gorkanaut is now 365 points. The Morkanaut is 350 points, and then you have to pay 30 points to the custom force field, and then the Stomper, which we'll come to, is 675 points. But I'd love to run the Gorkanaut again. So we'll have a look here, see what we get. So, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe they've upgraded the wounds. They're 24 wounds a time. I think they were 18 previously, I could be wrong. 4 attack space in the Morkanaut, then drops to 3, then 2, so that really is pitiful. Weapon skill 3+, 4+, 5+. Ballistic skill stays the same at 5+. Movement goes from 8 to 7 to 6. It's toughness 8, strength 8. So the custom Mega Blaster is range 24, assault D3, we've covered that one already. The custom Mega Zapper is heavy 3D3, so you can get between 3 and 9 shots. Quite impressive. Remember hitting on 5s. It's really looking at between 1 and 3 hits, which isn't very good at all. Strength 8 -3 D6 damage. Rocket launcher, twin big shooter, and the Claw of Gork, possibly Mork. So you're looking at, and I think this is where the strength is, the ability to fight in close combat. You can go for Crush, so it gives you ×2 strength, so strength 16 -4 and a straight 6 damage. That's terrifyingly powerful. Or you can go for Smash, so where you get 3 hit rolls instead of 1. So it becomes through at -2 and 2 damage, so that's Primaris killers there. A bit slow on the battlefield. Movement 8. That's going to drop down to 6. Okay, is there anything else going on here with this? Big and Stompy. This model is eligible to declare a charge in the turn in which it fell back. Each time this model makes a normal move, advances or falls back, it can be moved across other models, excluding monster or vehicle models, as if they were not there. When it does so, it can be moved within engagement range of such models, but cannot finish its move within engagement range of any of them. Right, that's quite tricky, because your movement's quite, you barely be able to clear past the model. So difficult. I think they should have made movement 10, or movement 9 at least, but no. It's got a capacity of 6. Mega Armor can go inside, but it counts as 2 models. Okay, Gorkanaut's the same with its capacity. Same rules. What you're getting is more attacks. You get 5 attack space at 3s to hit. The Deathstorm Mega Shooter is crazy. It's range 36, DACA 30 at short range, range 18, and then 20 shots at long range, strength 6 and -1. And then the same claw as well. So you're just paying 365 points for a big fat bullet magnet that's going to slowly move across the battlefield. But I'll give it a try anyway, I think. Then you've got your Stomper. So it's now 40 wounds, 6 attacks base. It's 4 brackets that it drops down. So 6 attacks, 5, 4 and 3. Movement 10, so a little bit quicker, but still quite slow. And it can knock down to 9, then 8, then 6. Weapon skill is affected 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus. This is the problem. Gorkanaut. You want it to be striking when in close combat. As soon as it starts taking damage, its weapon skill disappears. Ah, nightmare. Just not sold on them. And then, just for fun, we'll look at some of the weapons here. The Death Cannon, range 72, heavy 3d6. So it really sounds impressive. Remember, you're hitting on 5s, so this is the problem. Strength 10 minus 4d6 damage and blast. So blast can help out with upping the number of shots. Super Gatler is range 48, Dakka 24 or 16, strength 7 minus 2 and 1 damage. The Super Rockets, it's a blast weapon, range 100, heavy d6, strength 8 minus 3 and d6 damage. And then the Mega Chopper is times 2 strength, so strength 20, minus 5 and 9 damage. Well, it should be that kind of stuff. And then Slash is strength for the user, which is still strength 10, minus 2, 3 damage. And it's 3 attacks instead of 1. So you could get 18 attacks with that. Yeah. You can regain, on a 2+, you regain D3 lost wounds with the Rigger crew. Helpful enough, and 40 wounds to try and get through. It's quite a statement on the battlefield. Yeah. 40 wounds is a fair bit, but you know, it's a third of your army. Mech Boy Workshop as well, and that's pretty much going to finish off. And then the what? The Big Ed Boss Bunker. Oh, what is this abomination? Thought the review was over, but no. There's something going on here. Fortifications. It's going to cost you 75 points. Probably £75 to buy from Games Workshop. So you're looking at 12 wounds, and the ballistic skill drops from 5+ to 5+ to 6+. It's equipped with a big shooter and a gaze of Gork. So gaze of Gork. Before selecting target, select one of the profiles below to make attacks with. So you can go for squint or glare. Sounds like a party game. Range 18, heavy 1, strength 9, minus 4 and 3 damage. Each time an attack is made with this weapon profile, select one eligible target unit, draw a line of sight between the closest point in the bearer's base or hull and that of the closest model in the target unit. Make 1 wound roll against the target unit, and each other unit that this line passes over each time an attack is made with this weapon profile, that it's auto hits. But it's range 18. Glare is heavy d6, strength 5 minus 1, 1 damage. Each enemy unit within 3 inches of that point, you select a point. It's like a blast. It's a blast weapon. Each time this weapon profile is selected, select a point on the battlefield within this weapon's maximum range. Resolve attacks against every eligible enemy unit within 3 inches of that point. Determine invisibility from that point. Determine the number of attacks separately for each eligible enemy unit. So there's 3 units, it's d6 against each. A shouting pole. While the Warboss model is embarked upon this transport, the bearer gains the Warboss model's Warboss, Beast Boss or Flash Git's aura ability. So it's like a little castle you can stay in, staring at people. Okay. And it can hold 10 Flash Git models or infantry or slots. Mega Armor and Jump Pack take up 2 slots. Strange thing. The Big Ed Boss Bunker. Why? Why? Okay, and you've got your profiles and points values just there, and that is the book. It's pretty big, there's a lot of units, and now we have to skim through a good number of those. There's tons of options, loads of themes available for the Orks. As overall, the improvements are looking pretty strong. Looking good enough. The codexes, I think, for 9th edition are taking a bit of getting used to. It's like hidden gems, loads of combinations that are buried in there that it's very hard to pull them out on initial review video. It's it's weeks and weeks of studying gaming and researching to find out the best combinations. So, you can enjoy that process. I've enjoyed it with the other codexes, just gradually working on different themes. It's one of the aspects of the hobby that I actually really enjoy is researching, building lists, working on a list, meditating on what units to take, and gradually building an army up with a theme, what you want the army to do. So that's the fresh start that you can have when a new codex comes along. So I can crack out my Ork collection, have a rethink, enjoy painting up a few new units, and then build a list from there. One that's suited to the theme of the Orks, aggressive, close combat, one that's going to do well in 9th edition. Check out Goblin Gaming, they're the sponsors here on the channel. For discount 40k, use the unique link below and it helps out the channel. So it's much appreciated. A big thank you to Games Workshop, they've sent me a copy ahead of time in the post, so much appreciated for them doing that. But that's the review. Keep a lookout for more reviews on the channel. If you've enjoyed this review, do hit the thumbs up and leave a comment, it does help out the channel and the video. But that's the review for the Orks. Keep a lookout for some more content as well coming soon on the channel. Thanks for watching and tune in next time.